So I recently found this post from Matthew Prince, and if I'm not mistaken, he is the CEO of Cloudflare, and he did a post on on X, um, basically saying that the internet is mostly not human anymore. Check this out. He says, "Well, that happened faster than I predicted. Thought it would be end of 2027, then early 2027. But agentic traffic growing so fast that bots have now passed human traffic online for the first time in the internet's history. And you can even see Elon Musk right here making a comment like saying, a simple wow. And if you do open the graphic, the link, it takes you just basically to the data saying, that bots now they overtook 56% of the internet, and humans only have is 43% in the internet traffic right now. And I think this is actually crazy because we're potentially living in a world where most content, most things that you see online is not human. Most graphic designs you see, articles, the ideas, concepts, and maybe even the opinion are AI generated. Who knows? So I think we're basically living in a world where it's pushing us to become more lazy, and it's interesting to think it that way because the people that are pushing this agenda are the billionaires, trying to have the AI race and trying to figure out who is going to be the first to develop the most powerful AI. And the digital world seems to be only the beginning, because the physical world will definitely be next. We're potentially looking to a future of autonomous robots that will not only outnumber humans but also outpace. We're looking to a future where um, those bots might be taking all of our resources as well. And matter of fact, you see, people like Elon Musk even predicting that I think it was like 10 billion humanoids globally by 2040, something crazy like that. But here's the thing, the mainstream media will tell you that this massive push into AI is an emergency, because the idea is that they're going to argue that they're going to lose the AI race to China, right? So if you open the news and if you see all the billionaires talk about AI, all of them, they'll use that China race to persuade people to believe into this ecosystem that they're creating. But it is honestly a big lie. This isn't a race to protect you. It is a race to see who can build the cage first. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're building this thing, this system, this ecosystem that will trap you in a cage and will be basically impossible to break free. And you can look into the massive data centers that they're building, that it is also draining our real world infrastructure. It requires millions of dollars, but also millions of gallons of water and electricity that could build an entire city. So it does feel like the world is moving into a place where investment is going to the synthetic ecosystem. We're pushing this agenda to um, to accomplish a very synthetic world, honestly. Um, so, and you can really look into companies like Palantir Technologies, founded by Peter Thiel, um, that you know that ultimately they're going to be tracking human behavior under the disguise of innovation. These tech giants are positioning themselves to control the flow of all digital and physical assets. It's a closed loop system designed to make a handful of selected elites wealthier, richer, while everyone else is left fighting over the crumbs. So it feels like AI is being developed in such a way that the rich will become richer and everyone else who is left behind will have nothing else to gain from it. But see, it gets even worse than a wealth gap. While everyone's distracted arguing about online privacy, politicians are quietly trying to pass the big beautiful bill. Sweeping tech legislation pushed by corporate lobbyists that essentially gives this giant legal immunity to do whatever they want with your data. The big beautiful bill is very interesting because it gives the big tech companies like a lot of power to do whatever they want with literally immunity from other bills that could harm them. But there is also a lot of other businesses out there other than like that they're already trying to move from the digital world to the physical world. A very good example of this is the Flock camera system. You see that they have the live monitor people, and I see a lot of people on the internet, and I'm sure you've seen a bunch of the videos as well, where they're destroying these cameras on the streets. You see people protesting to break free from this mass surveillance that is happening right now in the United States, and ultimately in the whole globe as well. And the interesting thing about the Flock camera system is that it's just not tracking stolen cars. They claim that this system is going to make the streets safer, and even though that may be true in a sense, we're giving our entire privacy into AI giants. So they will say like, yeah, this is to track stolen cars, to find crime. But the thing is that softwares like the Flock camera they plug directly into massive data infrastructures built by giants like Palantir. It basically creates a predictive map of your entire life, where you shop, who you visit, when you leave your house. So basically, a private corporation knows your routine better than your own family does. And they're selling that data right back to the highest bidder. And honestly, yeah, it is a little bit annoying to see that human activity online is plummeting to a 42%. It just feels like almost like a defeat sometimes. And what I have to say is, I feel like there are things that we can change and things that we can't change. If we allow technology to take over our lives, we're essentially becoming lazier humans. We're allowing AI and robots to take over our lives and walk into a path of laziness. And even though AI is a very powerful tool, I do believe that we are very unique, and we shouldn't allow AI or robots to take over our lives. We need to stop using AI to think for us and start using our brain, something that God has given us in order to fulfill our desires. Because if we don't, the alternative is a literal nightmare. Humans will become completely robotic, completely dependent, and completely managed. We will hand the keys of a society over to a tiny elite who control the algorithm, effectively giving up our free agency. So just keep in mind that you're very unique, that you have things that AI can't copy. We should always strive to spark our true creativity and go the extra mile, especially in a world where the internet is rapidly drowning in synthetic noise. The people who will absolutely flourish are the ones who refuse to blend in. That is my opinion. The ones who aggressively use their own uniqueness a gift that no line of AI code can ever copy, hack, or take away from you.